Even though these channels are about two totally different topics, and even though they're both pretty small channels, I'm still currently getting anywhere from 15 to 26% of my views from YouTube search on both of them because of the YouTube SEO strategy I'm sharing with you today. This video is all about YouTube SEO research for small channels. Hey, I'm Jamie the Marketing Nerd, and by the end of this video, you're gonna have my secret formula on how you can present your video's topic, whatever it is, the best way for maximum YouTube views.
Remember, ravioli, ravioli, give me the formula.
But before we get started, if you want more of the best free advice to market smarter, not harder, then make sure that you go down there and subscribe to the Marketing Nerd Show and hit that bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video with actionable tips every week. All right, let's dive right into it.
We interrupt this program to bring you the Marketing Nerd Show, starring Jamie, the Marketing Nerd. Grab a seat, take out your notes, and let's get into the show!
Since April of 2021, I've started not one, but two YouTube channels myself where I'm posting weekly. Even though these channels are about two totally different topics in two completely separate niches, and even though they're both pretty small channels, I'm still currently getting anywhere from 15 to 26% of my views from YouTube search on both of them because of the YouTube SEO strategy I'm sharing with you today. So the first channel is this one, which is on its way to pass over 300 subscribers, and the other channel, which I started completely from scratch on a brand new YouTube account, just passed 100 subscribers. First, let's talk about these two channels so that you can understand the results that you're gonna get. Then I'll show you my step-by-step SEO research process for small YouTube channels. Before I teach you the steps to this YouTube SEO research strategy, I just wanted to walk you through a real quick rundown of the two channels and the results that I've been getting by using this strategy with them. The first channel that we're going to talk about is the Marketing Nerd Show, and that's the one that you're on right now. The stats for this one are 15% of traffic from YouTube search in the last 90 days, and for the last 28 days, with an increase up to 18% of traffic from search over the last week. So the topic of this channel is business and marketing, which is an extremely saturated niche, and there are tons of channels that are bigger than mine. So it's really awesome to see a steady increase in views from YouTube traffic in a niche that is so difficult and so competitive like this one. Channel number 2 is called Eat Love Protein, which is an Instant Pot recipe channel where I talk about my food/fitness philosophy that has helped me lose over 70 pounds and maintain that weight loss over a period of 10 years, all while eating whatever I want and not having a restrictive diet. I started this channel completely from scratch with 0 subscribers, a fresh YouTube account, and even a brand new email. To contrast that, I've been using my Marketing Nerd Show channel as my personal YouTube channel, so it's a few years old and it also started with some subscribers. Anyway, the statistics for Eat Love Protein is that 12% of the traffic comes from YouTube search in the last 90 days. That jumps up to 16% of traffic from YouTube search over the last 28 days, and a whopping 26% of traffic from YouTube search just this week. This search engine optimization strategy for small YouTube channels is definitely something that grows over time. It snowballs because the more YouTube videos that you put out with good search engine optimization, the better YouTube can understand what your channel is actually about. So as you can see, my videos rank really high for perfect keywords for my channel, like Instant Pot chicken thighs for beginners, or e-commerce email marketing. And a way that you can check whether or not your videos are ranking is by opening up an incognito tab, just like I did here. Now that you see how this YouTube SEO process can work for my small channels, let me walk you through the steps. Step 1 is to download some tools and set up your SEO document. I use 2 free Google Chrome extensions for my search engine optimization research. The first one is called vidIQ, and the second one is called TubeBuddy. There's a bonus helpful extension that I'd like to tell you about. It's called Keywords Everywhere. This one used to be free, but it's not anymore. But it's only a few cents for some credits, and you can get really good SEO information from that one, so I wanted to throw it in there. After you've downloaded those Chrome extensions, step 1 is to set up your search engine optimization document. The way that I like to do it is to have a bullet point list, and the first bullet is going to be your search term. That would be whatever you're thinking about naming or titling your video. Then I have a sub bullet under it called search pool. What is search pool? That's basically how many results come back for what it is that you typed into the YouTube search. Why do you want that to be small? It's important for the search pool to be small because as a small channel, it's going to be really hard to stand out in an extremely popular search term where there's tons of big channels with millions of subscribers posting. You're realistically just never going to rank there. You have a better chance of being found in a stack of 10,000 videos than you do in a stack of 10 million videos. How small should the search pool be? How small it gets really depends on what exactly the topic of your video is and the niche of your channel. This is something that we're going to discuss more in depth in a minute. Then the next sub bullets will be for vidIQ and for TubeBuddy. You're going to be using these two extensions to evaluate your different search term ideas in 3 ways: volume, competition, and overall. Volume is just pretty much how many people are searching for whatever it is that you typed into the YouTube, your search term, whatever you typed into YouTube search every month. You want this one to be as high as possible because that means a lot of people are searching for that. The second one is competition, and that's basically looking at pretty much how powerful are the channels that are posting in whatever it is that you're trying to rank for, and how good is the SEO on those actual videos. And then the third part is overall, which I feel like is pretty self-explanatory, but these extensions both assign like a proprietary overall score for what it is that you typed into the YouTube search. So just keep in mind that when you're looking at these reports from these two extensions, they are not specific to your channel. They are general. So it's in general how many people are searching, and in general how competitive is it going to be. Step 2 is to create a list of keyword ideas for your video. I have 3 tips for you here. The first tip is to start with identifying the main points of your video. For research ideas, what I like to do is reference my script, so you could do that if you wrote it, or if you're doing SEO for something that you didn't write or you don't have a script, I would recommend that you rewatch your video and just take some notes on the main points that you think that your audience might have questions about or might be searching about. Idea number 2 is to look at YouTube autocomplete. So I might type something like email marketing into the YouTube search bar and see what it autofills and autocompletes. These are based on real people and what they're actually searching. So the YouTube auto suggestions is a great way to get high volume ideas for your search engine optimization. And then finally, the third idea is that while you're doing those other 2 things, you're probably gonna have just some ideas that are sparked for you as you go through that process. So definitely make sure to write those down as well. You can just take all these ideas and these steps and make it top level bullet, top level bullet, top level bullet. And I wanted to give you a final bonus tip in this step. Definitely check out my copywriting research video because you're going to learn about a lot more tools like Also Asked and Answer the Public. And I'm going to show you step by step how to use these tools to get a deeper insight into what it is that your target demographic is thinking, feeling, and asking. So definitely check that one out because it's going to help you with this process. Step 3 is to start your research with Search Pool. Why? Because a common problem that people run into when I train them on this method is that they run out of searches available on the free plans of these extensions that we're using, particularly TubeBuddy. Keep in mind what Search Pool is. It's the number of results for whatever it is that you just typed into the YouTube search bar. And overall, you want this to be as small as possible for the best chance of getting found. So how you start here is that you're going to start trying ideas from your list. Take one of your ideas and type it into the YouTube search bar. How do you see the search pool? What you do is after you type it into YouTube, you click enter. When you get that results page, you're going to right-click that page and you're going to click on something that says View Page Source in Google Chrome. If you're using a different web browser or you're not on Windows like I am, you're gonna have to look up specifically what it's called for what you're using. But pretty much you should be clicking on something called View Page Source, and then it should have like a bunch of code like looking at you. So that's what you're looking for. Then you're going to push Control F on Windows, which is the shortcut for find, and then you're going to type in estimated result. This will take you to a number, and it should say something like estimated results equals and then a number. That number after the equal sign is your search pool. Now, what I do is I copy and paste that number that's after the equal sign. Remember, estimated results equals number. I copy that number, and then I go back to my search engine research document, and I put a sub bullet that says search pool equals, and then I paste that number into there. Now, you have to look at that number and read what it says. If it's really high, like in the millions, mark this in red. And what you want to do is you do not want to use a TubeBuddy search, which you use it by clicking like see keyword results or whatever blue button on TubeBuddy. Don't click that button for anything that's coming up with like millions and millions of videos. You're gonna pretty much table that idea for a title and move on to the next idea. So take one by one, you're taking your ideas, you're putting them in to Google search, you're right clicking, you're seeing the inspect page source, Control F, you're finding estimated search results, and then let's say that says something in a high hundreds of thousands. Maybe it says 500,000 or 800,000 or something like that. Take that number, copy it in there into your Google document, and then highlight this one in orange. You don't want to use your TubeBuddy yet, but you have to keep in mind that, maybe you have a really saturated topic or something like that. These orange ones are kind of like circle back to them later. If you really can't find anything better after you go and try out a bunch of your ideas and the search pool is just looking like it's all 500,000's the lowest or whatever, at that point, you could then start using some of your TubeBuddy searches on stuff that's orange, but not before. Because if the search pool is about 400,000 or below, maybe it says 100,000, maybe it says 98,000. If the search pool is in the low hundreds of thousands or even less than 100,000, you want to mark this in green. So when you're looking to start checking your ideas with these TubeBuddy and vidIQ extensions, you want to start first with these ones that you've marked green. A few 100,000, like 100,000, 150,000, 98,000. Start your research there first. And only if maybe your video is about a specifically saturated topic and all you can find is stuff like 500,000, 700,000, whatever. If you look through your whole list of ideas and that's just kind of what it's looking like for search pool, then I would start there with your TubeBuddy searches. But overall, for pretty much every topic, I really believe that you should be able to find something that is in the hundreds of thousands. And hopefully you can find something green. So green's priority number 1 with TubeBuddy and vidIQ, and orange is priority 2 with TubeBuddy and vidIQ searches. If it's red, if it's in the millions, and you have a small channel, just cross that off for now and try to think of another title idea. Once you've checked the search pool for all of your ideas, you're ready to move on to step number 4. So step 4, the last step, is to finish your research by using the vidIQ and TubeBuddy free extensions that I told you to download in the beginning. Why do we use these 2 extensions? Isn't search pool enough? These 2 extensions are meant to help you zero in on the idea that has the most search volume and is going to be the easiest to compete in. Search Pool does not give you that information. Pretty much what you're going to be doing is using these two extensions as a tiebreaker and determine the ultimate direction of your keyword terms and the title of your YouTube video. For example, let's say that you have two good ideas, each with about 100,000 search pool. Well, you would be able to look at the vidIQ and TubeBuddy information. Or what if you have two search terms? One has a search pool of 100,000, but the search volume is actually pretty bad. And you have another one that has about 200,000 search pool, but the search volume is just way better on that one. I would actually go with that one. That's why it's really important not to make the decision only based on the search pool, but also to consider the volume and the competitiveness, that type of information that you get from the vidIQ and TubeBuddy extensions. So, how you do this step is that you start with every term that you highlighted in green. Copy them, go down one by one. Copy one search term and paste it into the YouTube search bar and press enter. When you do that, it should load the vidIQ and the TubeBuddy in the right side of your screen for what it is that you just typed. Then you should write down the vidIQ, volume, competitiveness, and overall. After you do that, you should write down the TubeBuddy. You should have to probably click like a blue button or something to get that information. When you click this blue button, you use part of the free searches on the plan, which is why I told you before not to use all your TubeBuddy searches on stuff that has like millions of search pool or whatever, because it's just not going to work out well for you. And I'm trying to help you not only grow your small YouTube channel, but also do it for free. So by following these steps, you will make the most out of your free TubeBuddy searches. So then you click on the blue button and you look at the TubeBuddy stuff, and then again, you're entering volume, competitiveness, and overall score. So that's how you finish this step. You're going to be going down one by one, selecting what it is that you highlighted in green that has a good search pool of like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 maybe, and maybe even less than 100,000, whatever you're able to find. Start with those first. Then, if you're not able to find any good ideas in that, nothing is really coming up well with search volume or competitiveness, only at that point would I start to move on to your orange ideas. But overall, based on these scores, you are now able to select the best, most searched, easiest to compete in title for your YouTube video. By the way, I did want to just give you a quick tip that when I'm doing this step 4, I pretty much put more weight and more emphasis on the TubeBuddy scores. I find TubeBuddy to be a really harsh mistress, and it pretty much gives most stuff like really bad scores compared to vidIQ, which I find to be very generous, and pretty much I would say almost any search term that you type in, you're gonna get like an overall score of at least 40 on vidIQ. Whereas with TubeBuddy, I definitely get a lot of like 16 out of 100 and stuff like that. So I wanted to give you that tip. I would put more weight on what TubeBuddy says, but I like to check both of them. And in the situation where if you have two equally well ranking ideas from TubeBuddy and they both have about the same amount of search pool, then you've still got something else to fall back on as a tiebreaker, which would be whatever vidIQ says about them. So now you know exactly how to grow your small YouTube channel and get more views, even if you don't have any subscribers. But what about their next steps? What happens after they've subscribed? If you want to learn how to monetize your audience, then you're going to have to build a powerful, high-converting sales funnel. That's exactly why you should join my free 1-month Marketing Nerd Sales Funnel Copywriting email course. You can go get that at jamiedorshak.com/funnel. I created it to teach you the A to Z of developing a strategy and the step-by-step processes of writing everything important, like your landing pages and your emails and everything like that. You definitely don't want to miss that, so go to jamiedorshak.com/funnel to get your free course. Also, if you want to join a community of smart business owners and marketers just like you, then join our secret society, the Marketing Nerd Crew. You can find that at jamiedorshuk.com/crew, and it's also linked below. So check out the description down below for the links to all of these things and the other parts of the Marketing Nerd community. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you're gonna give this strategy a try for yourself, then please definitely go down there and make sure that you like this video, because it actually does help me grow this channel. Also, while you're there, make sure that you subscribe to the Marketing Nerd Show and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future actionable marketing strategies and advice when I post a new video every week. Remember, this is the first in a multi-part series on how to grow a small YouTube channel with search engine optimization and how to do the research. I'm going to be posting more videos about this topic over the next few weeks, so definitely subscribe because you don't want to miss that. Also, check out some of my other videos on how to write powerful, high-converting copy, as well as the video that I mentioned earlier about how to do copywriting research, which is relevant for today's video on doing SEO research for a small YouTube channel. Just check out these two videos that popped up on the screen for you. I hand-selected them for you, so I know you'll love them. Thank you so much again for watching today's video. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye for now.